I'm feeling really drawn to talk about not spiritual, but energetic choreography, energy patterns, energy cycles. We recognize this word from behavioral patterns, behavioral cycles, and we understand the word choreography. And the word choreography is a created, produced, practice, repetition, frequent, and then learned patterns of movement, right? This is all done consciously. You are watching the movement, you are intentionally trying to perform the movements, and you are repeating until you get it right. But there's also the subconscious, the unconscious learning, which is the feeling of how the movement is, and you know when that feeling when the movement is perfected, you know how that feels. You know the transition between one movement to another. You can sense, you can feel it in your body, and you start to use the choreography through feeling. You get to a point you can do it with your eyes closed, right? And that is the subconscious and driving that which you put the intention to learn. And there's another thing happening there. It could be that you might never forget. It could be that you can always, a few years down the road, go back to that choreography, and if you push yourself a little bit, you might remember the steps, you might remember how to do it. They might not be as perfect, but you remember how to do it. So when I'm coming to talk about energetic choreography, I'm talking about a sub-layer of behavior patterns, thought processes, limiting beliefs, attitudes, even traits of your personality, coping mechanism. There is also an energetic imprint, which usually I call what drives the behavior to start, but then there's an energetic choreography, what maintains the behavior to keep going. And I'm sure there's a lot of you that have been working on yourself since 2008, 2012, 2014, and you've been working diligently. You've been working through every single aspect of you. And you've gone through the same stories and found different layers, found different depth of information that has helped you understand why that happened, the lessons that you could learn from that. You found forgiveness, you found gratitude, you found unconditional love through it. But the behavior sometimes still kicks in, okay? And I had to question this because I was starting to doubt that I actually have healed it. And I know I have healed it. And I'm questioning why sometimes the behavior is still there, because the behavior is still there in a different way. The behavior isn't there on automatic because I'm aware it's happening, but the behavior is there in energy. The choreography of that behavior, the choreography of that energy in that behavior. And I've mentioned this in a couple of other videos, but I want to mention again. Let's just say, let's say an example that everyone goes through it, okay? Because we can use examples of deep trauma that lead people to PTSD, and I don't want to go there in this now moment. I want to use a simple exercise, a simple understanding, a simple symbology for you to understand what energy choreography is, because then you can apply to your own story, to your own trauma, and see if that's playing out. So let's say as a child, you are very open. Your energy field is very open. Your heart is very open. And no matter how understanding, attentive, present, loving parents or caretakers we are living with, there are moments where we are somewhat curtailed, right? Because perhaps of financial situation, because of time running late, right? Because of the limitations that they might see in that specific moment. And what they bring to us is sometimes they also expense us, don't get me wrong, but there are times that they will stop us from going forward, from doing more, from exploring. Yeah. Let's say if something that we're going to do could be dangerous, something that we're going to do could be too messy, something that we're going to do could, it's not enough time to do at that moment, something that we really want to explore and perhaps they can afford at that specific time. So we have these stoppages of energy coming towards us, right? We're only a child in a very expensive field. As a child, we are all in this very expensive field. But with these little stops, these little limitations that are put on our daily lives, right? Don't do this, don't go there, be careful with that. We start creating this, we receive this energy coming towards us. And then our energy that is going out gets barricaded in a way. And then we have to bring our energy back. So our energy field becomes, you know, limited in certain areas. And there is this choreography going on all day long with different people. Any caretakers that are looking after us, they will be applying certain limitations to our day-to-day activity that is all about expansion. So this choreography plays on as we grow. It could be, yeah, as you get older, you get to 7 to 8, certain things you're allowed to do more because you're older. Then you get to 10, 11, there's more things that you're allowed to do. So you are then using that space to expand, but use that space to expand, later on in life. And this is what we're doing now. We are trying to use the space to expand, but we having sometimes to go back and find out all those places that were limited to then allow us to expand through it. And what I've been noticing with myself, and I can only share from my experience because I've not read this anywhere, is this energetic choreography that we play out. We play out, right? The same way our subconscious play out, this energetic choreography can play out as well. And what's happening is we are thinking of an expansion of an idea, of a project, of our creativity, and we go out to do it. And then we could be retracting ourselves back because we're so used to having the energy coming towards us that we retract anyway, even though the energy isn't there. Simple things like going to the gym, trying to stop a habit of smoking, having a creative project, starting, putting into practice, and then not able to sustain it and wondering why it's not going forward, right? So it could be in any aspect of yourself, but really plays out in a way that you have this expensive moment, you want to put it out there, and you might get stopped, and you feel like you're getting stopped, either right at the beginning, halfway, or you don't get to the end, right? And the changes doesn't come, and then you take a break, and another cycle comes with another idea, and then you think, right, I want to try again. And because you have that vision, you have that definite end vision of what you really want, and perhaps you might try in all different ways to get there, but then this energetic choreography plays on, plays on, plays on. And this energetic choreography will be bringing self-sabotage, internal blockages, limiting beliefs, limiting thought processes. And of course, we need to work through that, and we can work through that. through the heart, but working through it. But also we need to be attuned to how our energy is playing out. When you're happy, when you're sad, when you're excited, how does it feel in your body? How are you sensing it? Because right now I'm starting to just about understand what joy actually feels in my body. I wasn't allowing myself to feel joy. So if I'm about to create something, I didn't have the way of moving forward because my choreography was saying joy doesn't exist. And energetically, I was switching that off. I was already playing out my choreography. So I couldn't keep going. And I'm working through it as I am speaking right now. And, through a personal encounter, personal experience, not everything that I come and talk about on YouTube is true to everyone. But what I come about to talk on YouTube is our experience that I've just been through. And I know I have many others to encounter, many others to find out, many others to figure it out. And I'm just using all these self-growth tools that I've learned through my intuition, that I've learned through speaking to my heart, that I've learned through speaking with my soul, right? And everyone can do this because it's something that we always done it. We've done it as a child. We've done it in other lives. So it's just remembering how to do them. And when I put out the courses, I only put out that which I already gone through the experience and integrated, because again, there is a energetic choreography that happens when two people meet. And I'm talking about when any number of people meet. But when two people meet, there is an exchange of information through the soul. We don't know it's happening. Some people can sense it, and you become more sensitive to it. You can understand what information is being passed on. Of course, your soul has the free will to do it and has the understanding of your own life path, and it knows what needs to exchange with each person that you meet on the street. You have necessarily no power over it, but it's happening. It's happening. And when it's happening, we are exchanging code of healing. There's something that someone healed and they can pass on, and there's something else that another person healed that they can pass on back. And this is the reciprocity that allows us to then step into a new timeline, step into a new understanding, a new perspective, a new awareness, right? But the energetic choreography is always playing out, and we need to be aware of this. We need to understand how is it playing out for yourself. Then you can break that cycle, because the last thing is you want to be moving forward and not perpetuating that moving backwards when something's not even coming towards you. When our minds create fear, when our minds create doubt, we retract back. And it's all about the mind creating something that is not even there. So this is an energetic choreography that is going on in the background. Okay? So yes, we have to work with the physical. Yes, we have to work with the mental. Yes, we have to work with the energy systems. But even being very, very sensitive to energy, to movement, I can hear people's souls speaking to me. They pass on messages that I could be passed on back to the person in front of me. Perhaps messages that they need to hear right there, right in that moment. And I'm always put myself as a channel to be guided of what to say, how to say it. And it comes natural, and usually the message comes out, right? This is an energetic choreography. I'm getting used to the energetic choreography where, because I used to listen to people's soul, not even understanding it was people's soul. But then eventually I started to understand, and then I had doubt whether I should convey the message. And then I went through a process of conveying the message, but through my ego, through my mental state, and the message wasn't conveyed properly. A person didn't get it. But then I realized that the message would have conveyed through a conversation, how, however it came out, as long as I was in my heart and guided, and the message was well received, understood, and it made a change to people. And that's an activation. So when I do my courses, this is what's happening. This is a energetic choreography, right? And people are getting activated through the classes, so activated that they're making amazing changes and they're remembering how to do it themselves. But what I'm bringing here is, which it feels much deeper layer of what's going on when we are getting conditioned, when we are growing up, getting conditioned and programmed, right? All those things just happened organically, and there's no blame or shame here, but it's just happening. And we are conditioning ourselves every single day with new things, right? And are we conditioning ourselves every single day with new perspective, new beliefs? They are more expensive, but are we using the same choreography, energetic choreography? And this is where I'm starting to realize that perhaps I am. And I want to look into that, and I want to feel it, and I want to understand it. And it's still a process for me, but I wanted to bring it in here because it fits in with so many other aspects, like I just mentioned, and being able to be sensitive early enough in your journey, early enough in your self-growth journey, when you're starting to move through your beliefs, you're moving through your thought processes, you're moving through your fears and your doubts. Perhaps it's another little tool for you to become aware and activate within yourself to be something else for you to use. So I invite you to join my Patreon page. You can join as a free membership, which then you get all the dates for all the sessions. You can pay the sessions individually, or you can pay the membership and you have access to the sessions. But all the sessions, like I said, are from my soul journey, my soul experience. And there's no teaching as such. I'm not going through bullet points. I'm going through your bullet points. I'm going through your stories. And our soul is communicating. Our soul is activating. And you're getting activated. You getting your own remembrance of how to do things. And then, of course, we all join in the hearts. We make sure that we all join in the hearts, because that's where the messages are transmitted, that's where everything gets shared. And as we do that, you are being activated, and you will notice after the session how everything unravels and unfolds for yourself, and how you're probably going to be doing with a lot of it, maybe not even any suffering, right? You're going to go through it in a much more loving perspective for yourself, and the healing becomes easier and the healing becomes gentler. So I invite you to join. I invite you to look at the dates. If anything resonates, sign up. They are live in private, and so we hold that space, that private, safe space for everyone. And believe me, I heal with you. I learn with you. And like I said, I'm not necessarily sitting myself there and just bombarding people with information. It's not how it works. It's all about just bringing things out of you and activating yourself. You activating yourself just by being there. Yeah, there's not much I need to do, because as soon as we join energy field, as soon as our soul is communicating, all that sharing is happening, and all that we're doing is just allowing ourselves to receive. Yeah. So hope to see you there, and I hope these awareness of energetic choreography kind of like gives you a little hint on some of the things that's going on with you, and maybe helps you just get you through a little line of thought that might resonate. Okay, I wish you love and light. Speak soon.